We have already found one of our grand finalists here at DreamHack Valencia, in that of PSG. We are now sitting and waiting patiently to discover who is going to join them in our grand finals. Is it CompLexity? Is it NRG? And will North America have any representation on our behalf there? We will find out now. Hello, I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold, here at the desk. As always, I've got myself Randy Gibbons, and of course, it is Isaac Turtle App. I honestly have to give way too much conscious effort to remember your name, Turtle.
You just have to do it once a day, but I love this. It's been like 3 or 4 times.
Nice. Yeah. I got to make sure you guys are official, you know?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. But anyways, we're here for Rocket League in reality. That's what this is all about. Or as I said there, you know, PSG, any final words out of what we got from them, you know, other than the fact that it's been amazing to see them maybe achieve more than they have here as a roster than ever before?
Yeah, once they beat Cloud9, I felt like, oh, this could be PSG's tournament. They looked so strong. Then they just showed it again versus the Bricks. We thought, who knows, maybe the Bricks, you know, pop off and that momentum goes with them, but PSG kept them down the entire series.
I like how they just literally represent the theme of history and what it means for a team. You know, a lot of fresh rosters tend to have that honeymoon phase. PSG, no, they stuck with it. They got through all of the obstacles that they needed to, and then now it's finally paying off. We see Fruity in his first grand finals. It's such great effort from him and his whole team, and just to see them make it all the way after working so hard as a team.
Yeah.
And here now we should set our focus onto the series at hand there. And I think it's important to talk about CompLexity, because this is a roster that, you know, I can't help but feel like not very many people would ever have looked at CompLexity and go, yeah, that's top 4 in an international land.
Yeah, well, I mean, at DreamHack Dallas, you know, they were top 8. They just ran into a hot Cloud9 who won the entire tournament. So they could have if they played some other opponents, but we've been talking up this team for a while. They went through the rival series, and it came down to the final week where they had to win 2 games. So they were even shaky there, where I believe they were 2-3, then they win both to just barely squeak into that promotion tournament. But ever since then, CompLexity's been on fire.
Yeah, and again, it's the history. We got Greasy and Magnus. They've stuck together so long. They've been together for who knows how long, about 2 or 3 seasons already, and they've been grinding together. And that's what's so important and fundamental about this team. And then Flakes coming in with that beautiful mechanical skill, being able to rely on him as a pillar of just skill and also a mindset that is unmatched coming from the rival series. You got to fix your mentality up to these top-tier teams.
And that's the beauty of DreamHack, too, because it was the DreamHack Leipzig qualifiers where Magnus is like, I tried out for RLCS teams, it didn't work out. We have to find someone quickly. And the night before the qualifiers, he just DMs Flakes like, hey, want to play? And that's the reason why they're here. They won those qualifiers to go to Leipzig, and ever since then, they've just been on a tear.
And quickly, I think it's important that we talk about NRG a little bit here, and also in the fact that, you know, they just came off of a hot win here against the world champions, 3-0. Just shut them out.
Yeah, and so day 1 and day 2, it wasn't pretty when they were on the B stream, but every time they've been on stage, they've showed up. And Fireburner, he showed up versus the world champions, Garrett and Justin as well. It seems like when they're playing carefree, they can do anything.
And Garrett even said it to himself. It's a mental note. He's taken so much from this. He's learning from it. He's like, this is literally the best we performed in so long. We're feeling great on stage. And it's just because we don't care as much. It's not a matter of just, you know, no effort. It's just adjusted to have fun. Fruity said that everybody at DreamHack could win it. Make sure you're having fun. Don't be too serious, and just focus on enjoying the atmosphere and the vibe.
Yeah, the vibe and the mentality, a very crucial thing here at DreamHack Valencia. But talking about NRG, we were lucky enough here to sit down with Fireburner and a lot of other legends here in the Rocket League scene and hear some of their thoughts about his legacy.
What I hope people remember me for, basically that I was always like a pretty consistent player, and that my teams were always at the top or near the top throughout my entire career.
Fireburner is, you know, he's a 50-50 god, 90-10, you know.
He was known as, you know, the 90-10 god. It's not a 50-50. If you challenge Fireburner, there's a 10% chance you actually get the ball past him.
I think Fire will be remembered because he's one of the most consistent players of all time. He's always been at the top. So yeah, he might not have won any of the majors, but I think he's still one of the greatest players of all time in my eyes.
I looked up to Fire for a while, especially when I was an upcoming player. I think I'm as good as I am today because of him.
My goal for Rocket League going forward would probably be like sticking within the community and being a part of it. Just being able to continue to see it grow and see how far it goes.
I just want to say to Fire, and thank you for all the years. It's been a lot of great memories. I'm really grateful for all the time we had, and please don't leave me. Thank you.
To you, Fireburner, I wish you the best of luck in the future. It's been a great ride, and I'm going to miss you.
Thank you so much for supporting me and the team throughout all of our highs and lows throughout the years, and I appreciate it so much. I'm going to miss you guys.
Please help me welcome to the stage here the fire in our hearts and the fire of North America. It is NRG.
The old era of NRG is coming to an end, but not without a fight. They still have a fire lit under them and going forward. So much energy, and Justin, a mechanical prodigy, the aerial threat, your Season 7 MVP. So much dominance on the field alone. And moving forward, we've got even more talent. Garrett G, the young veteran, your 7 times world championship player, frequently known as, referred to as the best of NA, and Fireburner finally playing in his final tournament, the champion of X Games, looking to fade away, holding a trophy.
And those looking to remove that dream from Fireburner, on the other side here, we have CompLexity.
These guys might be challengers, but this is a team back on the rise. After failure, they have rebuilt. We have Greasy Meister. He's silencing all the critics, and he's returning to his Season 2 World Championship form. Then the captain of the team, Magnus, a player that everyone fears in the RLCS, your Season 4 Grand Finalist, and a Season 5 top 3 to his name, trying to win his first title. And Flakes rising from 1v1 fame, showing he can play the threes game. The last-second roster move at the beginning of 2019 has saved CompLexity.
An amazing series here is about to unfold. And again, NRG looking like they are the favored roster, maybe not only out of the series, but debatably the rest of the tournament after the success that we got from them against Renault Vitality. And with that here, I want to ask you guys, what do we need to see there from CompLexity? My first idea would just be Greasy Meister. I want to see him making more plays there out in the field, but what do you think, Gibbs?
So I think CompLexity is right where they want to be. Yeah. They are the underdogs. They are the challengers coming into this, and they've been that way all of 2019, right? No one really expected this rise from them, but they just keep doing better and better and better. And Flakes, you have to talk about Flakes, right? Every single time he's on the field, it's that Chaussette factor that we're seeing on PSG. Flakes is doing exactly the same thing on CompLexity.
And Magnus, the guy filling in everywhere where he needs to and getting these insane passes. He is, right now, in my opinion, one of the best assisters we have ever seen. His crazy passes on the field, setting up his teammates, being that assist role. He is so great and such a fundamental part of this roster.
And he's going to have to be able to step it up here if they're going to hold their own against NRG. But it's now time here for our predictions. What is it going to be, boys? Are you sitting on the side of Europe here or the last hope with NRG?
No offense to CompLexity, you have to go NRG here. Yeah. You think, so far it's all played out right. They just 3-0'd Vitality. It seems like nothing is going to stop NRG. Fireburner will hoist that trophy. I have NRG.
So last match for NRG and Vitality, my heart and my mind had a little bit of a rivalry. I just went with my heart, but now they're on the same page. NRG are going to take it. No doubt in my mind, NRG are here.
Yeah, I think you took the words out of my mouth. I was torn on the last one, but not so much on this one. I'm NRG all the way. I think that they are very much going to find themselves in our grand finals.
And I'm excited to see that fan vote as well, because I feel like it could be very lopsided for NRG here. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, 77%. All right. And that's with a lot of NA not waking up yet either.
Yeah, it's a good point that you bring up there. The 23% still coming in here for CompLexity. Yeah. Understandably so. They are, I think, a rising roster, maybe the best way to kind of, describe them on the short term.
I think the important thing for NRG is, we talked about Garrett saying, I'm carefree right now. And if he grasps onto any bit or ounce of, oh, wait, we might win this, let me get super serious and kind of fall back to that old role. If he falls into that, that's when NRG could really slip up. So he needs to just stay calm, relaxed the way he is now and just, not care, I guess. It's weird to say that, though.
So the one bonus, obviously, is that the World Championship was 2 weeks ago. That's what they wanted to win, right?
Yeah.
They want to win this, but it's not the same level, so I think they'll be okay.
But I still like that idea. You know, a lot of people fail to realize when somebody starts believing in themselves how the mentality can shift across the board here. But we'll figure out if NRG believes in themselves here or if CompLexity finds a way to further their upsets and move on to the grand finals. We're going to bring on our commentary crew here. It's James Bott and Achieves.
Thank you very much, Dreadnought. And yeah, I can understand why everyone's going for NRG there. You just have to look at the semifinals, you know, CompLexity. It was a battle all the way through. And NRG, I mean, what can you say? They kind of trounced.
Yeah, and I mean, the reigning world champs, Vitality, they 3-0'd them. They made them look like a team of rookies, really. 3-0, swept them.
Yeah.
They destroyed them.
It was absolutely brutal.
You know, it seems like something special is brewing for NRG, Fireburner's final tournament, and they've been playing so well and sweeping Vitality. Now CompLexity standing in their way. Seems like nothing can stop them.
And you can definitely understand. I mean, it's obviously there's good things going for CompLexity. I mean, obviously Magnus and Flakes have been playing out of their mind, but if they want to have a chance to take down NRG here, it all comes back to Greasy. You know, we casted this in their quarterfinal match. You know, we weren't particularly impressed with Greasy's play, so.
But Greasy, you know, he stepped up when it mattered. The final goal of the series, when they needed somebody to come in and score that goal to send them through, Greasy was the guy. So we'll see if he has a hot series or if NRG will be too much for him.
Well, let's find out who plays PSG, and Flakes looking to start it off in fine fashion. Unfortunately, NRG ready and waiting. And out into the middle, Flakes a second chance. Justin challenging off the side wall. Ready to go. So NRG having to fend off a couple early pushes from CompLexity. As far as I'm concerned, that's as much as you could hope for CompLexity. You definitely want to set the tone against a team like NRG because you saw what they could do when they run the show. Shot towards the net, and they won't get in front. NRG will take the first one.
And Justin actually lets Fireburner go up and try to get that cleanup there. We see a pinch come off the wall very strongly, and Justin was ready. He had a full tank of boost. He was just waiting for his chance to swoop in, and he swoops in and scores the first goal for NRG.
So NRG parry the first couple of thrusts, and CompLexity can't return the favor. Tough play for Magnus coming off his back wall. Garrett G just seeing if he doesn't go for it, and Garrett actually really didn't believe he wasn't going to hit the ball and delayed his push. Allows CompLexity to find a clear all the way down to the other side. Justin and Fire double commit off the back wall, and what a recovery from Justin. Garrett G was going to be in an awkward spot on the goal line. Double demo from CompLexity. Flakes in the one-on-one, loses command of the ball. They want the demo. Magnus is a little twisted up in the corner. And CompLexity might have had something, but it just fell apart at the end. Garrett G back the other way, off the backboard, and Greasy will make sure Justin can't chase it down.
Those demos did throw NRG off briefly. We saw a double commit there. The rotation's getting thrown off. See if more physical play comes out. Greasy getting both of those demos.
Justin missing the challenge, and Garrett G again having to buy a lot of time here. Nice job spotting a hole behind Greasy on the wall. Gets enough time for NRG to make it back. Kicked out into the middle, Fireburner off the wall. Justin gonna chase it down. He's got everybody beat. Does he have the second touch? He's down and off the middle, and that will not make it into the net. Greasy Meister will cut it out. Out into the middle, and nobody there for NRG. Free ball for Flakes. Fireburner trying to get in his way. Greasy actually throws off the play, and CompLexity again.
Greasy, he was expecting the pass from Flakes. Flakes had an outlet in Greasy who was waiting, and perhaps he just thought Flakes was going to pass it to him. That's why he cut it off.
Garrett G again under pressure. A lot of physical play coming out from CompLexity. I think it's a pretty good idea as well. You definitely want to remove as many people from NRG. They have one of the most stunningly effective defenses in the entire RLCS, usually allowing just over 1 goal a game, and here they come again. That'll be a demo, and that will be into the net. So the physicality continues, and they get a goal.
Another demo spree here. Magnus this time puts his crosshairs on Garrett G, and Flakes comes in to finish off that goal. Multiple demos there on that play. CompLexity tying it up.
Greasy Meister will have the kickoff. Fireburner says, wait a couple seconds. It's Justin's turn. Bounce into the middle. Flakes can't get a hold of the ball cleanly. Fireburner denies the boost, gives a little bit of space for Magnus. Either way, comes up with the ball. Touching in the middle, and Garrett G and Justin both ran away. They give the ball to CompLexity. It's Justin now to try and find a clear. Fireburner to lend a helping hand. Again, another demo on the back line against Garrett G and CompLexity. They don't show any signs of stopping, and that keeps happening. They will definitely keep giving themselves scoring chances. Back wall bounce. Fireburner notices he's got some time and will take the ball on a dribble. Justin out to the midfield. Greasy gonna size up this bounce here. Garrett G, no chance of him letting that play come to completion, but Flakes will catch one from the middle, and that is 2-1 CompLexity.
Magnus and Flakes again connecting. Fireburner couldn't get a big clear. Magnus cuts it off and sets Flakes up, and Flakes with a laser beam into the net, and CompLexity taking the lead.
Not a lot of time to work with for NRG. They've stopped a lot of CompLexity pushes, but CompLexity definitely winning the shot game, and it certainly is that demo game, giving them a lot of extra chances on the ball. As Greasy just steals one. Flakes with a soft tap will go towards the net, kicked off the post by Fireburner. Huge save, and Garrett G does not find the pinch, but either way, it's in Justin's capable hands. Hard flick, back wall, double commit, and Flakes gets a great tip out into the middle. Garrett G out to the side. Fireburner will leave it for Justin, and a massive save from Magnus. Again, Justin not quite done in the corner. Fireburner looking for Garrett G, but he gets a little tied up, and Magnus has a clear. Fire gonna take his time out of his own half. Pass to Justin, no boost to track it down. Long clear from Magnus, and it is definitely control game time for CompLexity. Wonderful clear from Fireburner. He's got Justin towards the net, and soft tip. Fireburner, it's a tough angle, has the pass. There's Garrett, he's waiting, and Greasy was just so glad Garrett wasn't right on top of that.
Justin had just taken a bit too aggressive of an angle there, getting impatient. He was hoping for a better bounce.
Garrett just missed a beautiful bounce shot. Fireburner wants another dribble. Flakes tries to take it off the nose. Magnus wasting more time. Hard clear from Garrett out to Justin on the side wall. Out into the middle. Fireburner's gonna have to stretch. It's towards the corner. He needs this pass. There it is. It's Garrett G, and he will get shut down. Magnus, ace defense.
Oh, Magnus, he was ready for that second chance by Garrett G. Shuts it down, and CompLexity taking this one 2-1 over NRG. Flakes scoring both of the goals for CompLexity. We talked about how Flakes is that difference maker. He is such a high-powered offensive player, and he was making a difference there. Magnus with some big plays as well. Really all of CompLexity contributing, but at the end, even Magnus's defense shutting down that final shot from Garrett G.
All weekend.
Well done.
All weekend long for Magnus, but the physicality is absolutely what got the 2 goals for CompLexity. So, I mean, it's a pretty easy fix for NRG. Stop getting hit.
Yeah, and Magnus, he didn't get an assist on the first goal after the demo, but he really should have. You know, it's just unfortunately not how the game calculates him. But then the second play, Magnus, off the clear attempt from Fire, he just sets Flakes up, and Flakes with a missile into the net. Flakes doing a great job of leading the attack.
Absolutely. And that stellar defense from Magnus, that has just been something that CompLexity has been able to consistently rely on all weekend long. Keeps out a tough offense from NRG. And so in game number 2, NRG look to make a couple adjustments, see if they can avoid a couple of demos and maybe poke some holes on the backboard and catch CompLexity out, because CompLexity have gotten a little twisted up on defense with a double commit or 2 here or there. But it really has taken a lot of extra effort to try and force the attack when they're down people.
Absolutely, but the thing that they're doing right is being aggressive, going for those bumps and demos. That has thrown NRG off, generated chances for CompLexity. Now Garrett almost making that play on his own.
Magnus just straight up missed the ball, and Garrett G was almost handed a goal on a plate. Second chance and can't fit it out in between that far post. Dished out to Justin, hard shot, but Flakes in the right place. Easy save for him. Greasy around 1, can he get the bump? So close, Fireburner. Well composed on the goal line. Nice save from him. Garrett G trying to get it on transition. Flakes turns it aside, double commit, but NRG, it doesn't matter. CompLexity can't make the second save, and again, they score first.
Fireburner ready and waiting in the middle. We see a double commit there. Greasy going for it at the same time as Flakes, and that put nobody back on the goal line for CompLexity, and Fireburner with a well-placed shot is going to get him the lead.
And they hang on to it this time. Bouncing touch off the kickoff. Greasy trying to stick with it. Here comes Garrett G. Wanted the right side, but made sure to beat the man. The pass down in the middle, cuts it hard, but Magnus sniffs that one out easily.
And Magnus, he has such a keen eye on the defensive end, spotting out those passing angles, blocking them off, getting them shut down quickly to prevent CompLexity from being in a sticky situation.
Garrett G to Justin, too high, and Fireburner, aggressive push. And if he lost that one, it was going to be trouble. It wants a second effort into the middle. And NRG just trying to buy a few precious moments to grab boost on the midfield and keep the attack going. Garrett G, same thing in the corner, and here they come again. It's going to roll high, Fireburner into the middle. Is anyone home? No, it will not be. Finally, NRG. It's two spread out, Flakes beats one, and Justin will clear it aside.
We saw Justin and Garrett both in the corner. That's why there was no one ready on the for Fireburner's pass into the middle. They both had to retreat and reposition.
Flakes just missing that catch off the backboard. Magnus can't get through Fireburner, poked out to the corner. Long clear from Justin. Maybe Garrett G to continue. Great couple of bounces down in the middle, but it's too high. And no chance for Justin to get in front of that. Flakes looking for Greasy on the right-hand side. Soft tap towards the net, and Fireburner will just take it out calmly on his nose. CompLexity actually yielding the ball to Fireburner in the midfield. And Garrett G will not have free reign. Magnus there pushes it back onto the NRG half. Staying right behind it. Justin knows someone's going to come from CompLexity eventually. Well timed by Flakes after Justin showed his hand. Pass into the middle. Garrett G will sniff that. Poke it out into the corner. Bouncing ball, dangerous. Nobody up from NRG, and Garrett has to make another tough save. Not done yet, our CompLexity, but the attack is losing steam. It's just bouncing around. They're running out of people, but do they finally have it? No, and Fireburner just almost gave up because he thought he was beat. And finally, CompLexity was gone.
Fireburner probably looking around, trying to find out where the players would be coming from, but there was no one there. But now a chance for Flakes, the shot again. Blocked by NRG in a demo. This is going to put them on the counterattack.
He's got Justin in the midfield. Garrett G just delaying the inevitable, and they get it out to him, missing the second touch. Here's Fireburner to clean it up, and another save from Greasy Meister. CompLexity stand tall, but they're still down a goal. Do they catch NRG on transition? There's Greasy off the ceiling. Flakes will not get an opportunity. Justin smacks it away. Fireburner dribble, stopped by Magnus. Flakes first to it on the sidewall, tries to get one down to Greasy, who's having to fight off a demo, but still in command. Bounce, bounce, and that is not into the net. Magnus second chance off the nose of Fireburner. Justin just trying to stick with the ball, but Greasy will put it once more on frame, and Fireburner, no problem, clears it out.
And a demo by Greasy that will throw off the rotations for NRG. He's hunting Garrett G down as well.
All Flakes with a miss, but leaves it for Greasy towards the net, and that is going to be wide. Flakes can't catch the ball on the bounce. Magnus trying to stick with it, delays the push from NRG to buy time on the rotation back. It's over the head of two. Flakes has to still buy more time, as now he's got to dodge a demo. Read a tough play. NRG going to be threatening, but they all need boost, and it ends up being Garrett G has to win the challenge in the ball, but just have to waste a few seconds here. Passing in the middle, Justin will let it go, and Fireburner not able to keep the possession going. Bouncing back the other way, tough play for Justin. Bounces down and around. Garrett G will bail him out. Greasy gets bumped by Fire on the way back, and CompLexity might not have anything. Popped aside. Fireburner goes down and around. Flakes needs boost, and NRG scrape out.
Greasy has hit the crossbar of the post so many times this game. Just needs to find that little bit of accuracy. He's doing such a good job getting in scoring positions, but he needs to put one away.
Dangerous ball. Garrett G not able to get a strong clear, but Magnus too close, and Justin will just tip that aside and say, Garrett, kill the game, and that will not be it. Magnus in a race over the head of everybody, and it will be delicate work for CompLexity to try and get this one into the net. Everybody panicking a little bit. Flakes will lose the race. Justin towards the net, and it will be 2-0 and 1-1 in the series.
Justin putting in that insurance goal at the 0-second mark. NRG respond after that game 1 loss. CompLexity, however, they had some great pressure that game. They continue to be aggressive, go for those demos and bumps. Greasy had multiple scoring opportunities that were tough shots, and he was not able to find the back of the net, barely missing a few times. But CompLexity just needs to keep up that pressure. They were really threatening in many situations.
It really did feel quite similar to game number 1. CompLexity still not really lacking for chances. It's just a matter of will they find the back of the net. And again, Fireburner, 4 big saves. Garrett making a couple of clutch ones as well, but that was finally that double commit from CompLexity that opened the door. And Fireburner, again, another double commit. And they just lost the ball at 0 seconds. It was going to be a tough job to keep that in the air.
Yeah, those 0-second plays, you really, just have to throw everything you have at it. Unfortunately for CompLexity, that double commit, that pretty much ended all hopes for them. NRG, so many goal line stands, saves. They had to really make an effort on the defensive end to keep CompLexity at bay, managing to shut them out. But my, oh my, there were some sticky situations.
Absolutely. And that's all credit to CompLexity, just doing a wonderful job out of the midfield. I mean, usually you think NRG is a team that doesn't struggle very much to get the ball out of their own half and get right back on the offensive and just suffocate you into capitulating a goal. But they've done a wonderful job hanging on to what's theirs and getting themselves chances. It's just NRG is so tough to beat on the goal line.
Greasy playing a much more active role in the offense compared to the previous series.
Flakes is in a bit of a dance in the corner. Greasy will come in, throw it right back in there. Free ball for NRG. Justin, not a strong flick. Flakes trying to push NRG off the ball. Fireburner says, get out of here, and Garrett just poked that back up to the other side. Flakes will respawn, but CompLexity will lose their corner boost. Going for demos in the net. Actually, a bit of a dangerous ball. One missed touch from CompLexity, almost throws them into disarray. They do recover. Garrett G hits the brakes and dodges Greasy.
He saw Greasy coming. Greasy's had him in the crosshairs, and a save from Magnus. And another demo from Greasy, who's out for blood.
Fire not able to track that one down. Flakes staying high. Garrett G will let it come to the ground. Greasy with support. Flakes out into the middle. Here comes Magnus. It's Garrett G to challenge, and actually Magnus just throws it right back into the corner. And NRG have a much easier time with what I thought was going to be dangerous. High bounce, Fireburner. Full stretch off the ceiling. Tough play. Is Justin going to come at it? He's way late. And Garrett G will have to buy a few seconds here. A lot of space given by CompLexity in the midfield. Bit of a weak flick. An awkward ball to deal with, actually, for CompLexity. Let's NRG back on the attack.
But I like what Garrett G did there. He saw all the players in front of him, knew that he could take some time. He wasn't able to execute on the flick, but it still ended up working out well for NRG.
Bounce off the backboard. Flakes needs a little help from Magnus. Greasy looking for a pass. Does he have anybody there? It's Flakes down straight in front of the net. Dangerous, but Magnus not willing to take a chance on it. Bounce out of the midfield. Greasy again towards the back wall. There he is this time, and that will be saved by Fireburner again. He's had to make so many in the past couple of games, and this is the pressure that CompLexity is so good at generating, it would seem, in this series, but still can't break them down.
There were already 2 players in net, but Fireburner knew that they didn't have the angle to make the save. He rushes back and is able to keep the scoreline level.
Garrett G loses the ball to Flakes. Justin off the backboard. Not the highest of clears. Allows Magnus to cut it out. Terrible save. Fireburner is in trouble. He won't be able to make it back because Garrett G couldn't buy enough time. And that one awkward touch gets CompLexity into the net.
Fireburner, the ball just hits off his bumper, goes straight off the ceiling. Garrett couldn't react in time, and it leaks out for Greasy, who has an easy goal into the back of the net.
CompLexity finally managed to crack the NRG shell. And for Justin, so close to finding a dunk off the kickoff. Bringing us right back to even keel. Magnus up the side. Flakes will deny the boost. Will miss the demo, but Magnus could have got that dribble pass. Justin could have been dangerous. Booming, clear from Fire. He's got Justin. We've seen this play a couple times this weekend already. Magnus already back and waiting. Pass into the middle. Nobody there for NRG. Uncharacteristic lapse in positioning. Usually someone's right on top of that. Just fire one on target.
Just both players having to retreat back for boost, leaving that space open. It's the right idea, but unfortunately, the boost not being there.
Fireburner, tough read for Justin, still gets it around and into the middle. Fireburner's demoed, so he should be ready for this. Garrett G is fine with taking an aggressive stance here in the midfield. Dodging another demo is Fireburner, bounce into the middle, Magnus. Not gonna be able to beat Justin. And this is where he likes to play, but he does not get a good roll off the ceiling, and he's gonna have to say, all right, fine, let me try again later. Fireburner across the pitch. Garrett G, a little bit delayed as he needed the midfield boost, bounce into the middle. Again, no problem on defense for CompLexity. They played these corners so well all weekend long. It's when the ball gets out in front of the net is when you start to see the double commits come out and the panic set in for him around the front. Justin can't get up high enough, sails it above the net. Garrett G launches one up the pitch. Justin lets it bounce. Awkward ball to deal with for CompLexity now. Magnus on the backboard trying to deal with it. Great challenge from Flakes. It's NRG trying to poke a hole in the defense. Great bounce. Garrett G will let it go. Flakes expecting to have to make a challenge. Doesn't really get all of that ball and means NRG will have a second shot at it.
This is the same thing we saw CompLexity do against the River Rats. They turtle up on defense. They keep the ball out of the net. They were looking for that counterattack opportunity.
Fire trying to sneak one in the corner, and actually they might get the counterattack. Flakes in the one-on-one versus Garrett G, back post, and he got too much of it. Scoops it out into the midfield, however. Garrett G, now it's their turn on the transition. High flick. Magnus and Greasy double commit again, and Flakes, thankfully, already rotating back. Justin, last chance for NRG. Magnus will just dribble this out to the side. Greasy still getting in the way, though. Actually throws a wrench in things. Garrett G misses. There's Fireburner, and they will score!
Fireburner on the prowl! He was waiting for his chance. Garrett G just blasts it off the corner, and Fireburner with a clutch 0-second goal to send this to overtime.
Disaster for CompLexity. And NRG are going to be fired up. Fire will win the next challenge off the kickoff. Greasy on the dribble. Garrett G right there and stuffed.
This could be such a devastating blow to CompLexity. NRG, they could steal one here. That would be such a difficult thing to battle back from in a series.
Justin, nice high chip, trying to beat the last man. There's Fire, he's a little late. It might not matter, Greasy. Great dive and stop. Garrett G to keep possession, steals the boost away. It will cost his life, though. And NRG will try and suss out what Flakes has got in the playbook. Dish into the middle. Magnus too close, too quickly, and just pushed high. Hard bounce. Flakes is right there. Can't have the double tap. Got on the wrong side of the ball, and now Magnus just trying to buy time for CompLexity. Justin to Garrett G. He'll let it roll. Trying to win the challenge out in the middle. Justin actually can capitalize here with the backflip from Flakes. Wasn't expecting to have a free chance at it. Wasn't up soon enough. And they'll have to look for something else. Garrett G might be able to catch this off the wall. Doesn't really have the boost, but Justin will, and that's into the net. NRG win game 3.
What a steal for NRG. Justin, after Garrett G threatens the double tap, the ball leaks out for Justin, and he finishes it off and smiles all around for NRG. That should have been a loss, but through wizardry alone, they turned that game into a win.
Huge steal for NRG, and now halfway home to the grand final, and just utter disappointment on Greasy's face. He had a different plan at 0 seconds. It ended up being that double commit. They ran into each other. Greasy just wanted to launch that ball all the way up the pitch and just took out his teammate.
And we saw that double commit again coming out from Greasy. Just at times he doesn't fit into the defensive rotations. Did a great job getting that first goal for CompLexity, but even here you see him running into Magnus.
That was it. Greasy just wanted to just crush that all the way to the other side of the pitch and just took it right away from his teammate. And then Magnus couldn't get a handle on that bounce off the backboard. You can't really blame him. That was a crazy hop, expecting it to come straight down.
And Greasy was so close to getting in position to make that save. NRG doing wonders, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
10 shots from NRG, 6 saves. And again, that CompLexity defense, it's just, can they have the communication to stay out of each other's way? Because other than that, that's really been the only times NRG have scored. If CompLexity have made a mistake, NRG, for all their mechanical brilliance and ingenuity on offense, they have not had much success breaking down CompLexity.
You're right. We even saw near the end of the game there, Justin tried to hit Garrett G on the pass and just put it a little too far out of reach. He also wasn't able to read a play off the backboard, but a good recovery from Justin, and he was able to score that overtime winner. NRG's offense, not as potent as we've seen it in the past, but still they find a way to win.
That's why they're one of the best in North America. Garrett G almost steals a goal from that one, but Fireburner, we've seen him go aggressive a few times. This time it doesn't pay off, and Magnus has a freebie.
Garrett G just blasted that one off the backboard. Fireburner went all in on that challenge, and he lost. Magnus able to get that goal unassisted for CompLexity.
Kickoff, not the greatest for NRG. They will secure the boost though, and a big miss from Magnus forces Greasy. Just poke that into the corner for some extra space. Nice box out from CompLexity there. Fireburner again has to wait just a moment to dodge a demo. CompLexity still sticking to that game plan. Whenever they have an opportunity, they will definitely try and take out one of NRG. Booming clear from Greasy.
You're right, they started out this series incredibly aggressive. Greasy, the biggest offender, looking for those bumps and demos.
Magnus out to the side. It's going to be Flakes to deal with a bit of an awkward scenario here. Fireburner can't get that ball unstuck from the wall though. Magnus to Flakes, he'll let it bounce and actually beat two members of NRG. They missed the boost as well on the rotate back. NRG might be a little bit slow to pick this up, but they do not pass the ball fast enough. Garrett G just smells that pass coming and goes back down to the other side. Wants the flip reset. Doesn't get over the defense, and CompLexity recover just in time.
And that all started with a whip there from Greasy. Couldn't read that off the backboard, put NRG on the counterattack, but CompLexity recovering well.
Garrett G, air dribble, sticking right behind the ball, but loses it right at the tail end. Fireburner up the side. Justin waiting in the top of the box. There he is. He's pre-jumped, but he couldn't get around the ball. Flakes on the dribble. Garrett G just punches him off the ball. Magnus wins a great challenge, though. Sticks the ball near the NRG net. He's able to buy the boost. Greasy is going to have to wait a few seconds, and that will slow CompLexity getting ready to keep that ball in the midfield. Big miss. Justin wants a couple fakes, makes him dance, and that will get punched home. 1-1.
Justin is so savvy. He runs out of boost, picks up the corner boost, then still goes for the fake, even gets a small touch right there. And Garrett G coming in to clean up the mess on the goal line that Justin created.
Massive equalizer from NRG. CompLexity trying to get one off the kickoff, straight off the ceiling, and Garrett G with a free clear. Towards the back wall. Doesn't find the block on Flakes, but he's got help in Fireburner. Justin again up early, beats the man down in front. There's a demo and a nice save from CompLexity as they just make it back in time. And who else but Magnus? Justin towards the backboard. Magnus there again. Greasy will beat Fireburner. Garrett G again, very aggressive approach from NRG. Second tap for Garrett down into the front. Fireburner cannot get a handle on it, but Justin will. They take away the midfield boost from NRG though, and Justin, demoed by Greasy.
Greasy with a great demo there. He saw Justin lining up that shot, takes him out before he ever got the chance. Greasy remaining physical, but they need him to step up on the offensive side as well. Start generating some chances, playing a key part.
Might have just gotten attack started with a long clear, but not in position. Garrett G keeping the ball as high as possible. He had Justin in the middle of the pitch out of nowhere. Again, CompLexity having to make another goal line stop. Fireburner into the middle. He's got Flakes coming for him. He goes with a slow play, catches too much of it, and gets on top of the ball and kicks it around to the opposite corner. Flakes on the dribble out of their own half. Again, Garrett G threatening a demo. Around Magnus. He's just going to take this back to his corner. And what actually a smart play I thought was going to be on the fake, but it allows NRG to push forward. They do end up running away, however, because they weren't sure exactly how that was going to pan out. Flakes towards the backboard, and Garrett G, no problem.
Flakes is just looking for an opportunity, looking for a setup chance. He hasn't had as many opportunities as we've seen in the past. So good with his flicks and double tap reads, but he really just hasn't gotten many opportunities.
Final minute ticking down. Justin zigs around one, zags around the other, and Flakes will make a clear. Fireburner in a race to the ball. Great block on Greasy. It's over Magnus's head. He's got Justin. Garrett G is thinking about it. There he comes, and he's too late to the party. Fireburner will leave it for Justin. Another tap off the backboard. Flakes is in a tough spot. Magnus has no boost. It's down and under him. Fireburner will make it 2-1.
Fireburner had his eye on this ball. Flakes had a tough read to make here. He actually doesn't get a great hit. Magnus also misses, and the side flip from Fireburner to punch that one in. NRG taking the lead. Only 34 seconds left on the clock. NRG ready to take another nail biter.
Stark contrast to previous games in the series. CompLexity only able mustering 3 shots. They've spent a lot of time on defense this game, and they might not be done yet because Garrett G winning challenges left and right in the midfield. Justin towards the backboard. Flakes poked out to the side. Here's Fireburner one more time into the corner, and this is just precious seconds gone. Huge demo on Flakes will kill the options. Garrett G wins a challenge. Greasy has to dive back, and here's the last chance. They're gonna have to keep it up through one. Flakes into the corner, dives in there. That will not take a good hop. It's NRG with a 3-1 lead.
NRG knows how deadly those 0-second plays can be, doing a good job of killing that ball down. And NRG inching their way towards the grand final. Now just one game away from moving on to play PSG for the entire thing.
They seem to have figured out CompLexity. CompLexity just spending almost the entire 5 minutes locked into their own half, apart from starting off the game in brilliant fashion with an awesome Magnus shot, but this little shimmy shake from Justin. Oh man, that got him going.
Yeah, he just baits out the challenge, positions his car to even get that small little dunk, and then this play, Flakes had to get the hit. Magnus couldn't make the read. He had no boost, so it was an impossible situation for him. And Fireburner, it's just what he does. He sits out in front of net, waits for his teammates to cause chaos, and then he swoops in to get the goal. He did exactly that, and that spelled victory for NRG.
And CompLexity gonna mull things over here so they consider how to approach game 5, because they know they were satisfied with all the pressure they built up. It's really just slipped away from them 2 times in this series, games 2 and 3, 0-second goals from NRG. And in game 2 they won. In game 3 it forced overtime. And it's just the end of the game has just been a nightmare for CompLexity.
They just haven't been able to finish it out. NRG, you can tell how hungry they are for that win. Fireburner playing in his last tournament, perhaps ever in professional Rocket League, saying he wants to take a step back. But he is leaving it all out on the field right now, Chiefs.
Game 5 underway. And CompLexity trying to rip away what would be a beautiful end to a career for Fireburner. And it's a long road back. It's going to be 3 straight if they want to do it. Fireburner dodging a demo, and that actually opens the door. It forced him to jump off the line, and Magnus capitalizes.
Justin trying to get a clear. He gets a very good clear, but Fireburner, you saw it, he had to cheat up, and Flakes was right after him. And Magnus with a hard shot right off the bounce on the wall will get CompLexity on the board.
And again, on the board early, just like game 3. And tracking Garrett G into the corner, just trying to just force him off the ball. Justin, delayed challenge, gets the ball out to Fireburner. Towards Justin again, and that will be Flakes on the line, making a stop. Garrett G, not the greatest touch. Justin to cover up. Fireburner thinking about it. Pops one into the middle. Garrett G just trying to find somewhere to put the ball where he can do something useful, and he ends up stealing away the corner boost. Sound backboard defense from Magnus. Fireburner under 1. Greasymeister has a plan upfield, and Magnus redirect towards net, off target. Greasy's just waiting on the clear, and that will be off target. Kicked up high in front of the NRG net, and Flakes doesn't want to go for it. NRG will escape.
Another close call there for Greasy. Greasy getting some good shots off, but just hitting the crossbar, hitting the posts. But still, he had that outlet pass to Magnus to even set up that opportunity.
Oh, Justin gave Flake space, and Flake says, yeah, I can do it too. 2-0 CompLexity.
Flakes hasn't gotten many opportunities, but this time he gets one and he makes the most of it. You can see him actually wait to use his flip till the very end. Wave dashes into the ball, shoots it underneath the defender. Flakes is nasty.
Beautiful execution and a 2-goal lead's gotta feel pretty good. It's been a low-scoring series in general, and here's another one for Greasy, and that will make it 3-0.
And Flakes again with the pressure. Just waiting, going for that flick. Garrett couldn't read it, and Greasy with a cleanup goal. CompLexity finding their offense very early. And when it all matters, they have no more lives left. They have to get the win, and they respond to the call.
And Flakes again with some space. He's through another one, make it 2. This one's stuck on the NRG half, and Garrett G will finally beat Magnus to the ball and get them some space. But Flakes has just been fantastic in game 5. He gets another one out to Greasy, and that is another one.
4 goals now for CompLexity. Flakes with that little flip didn't make contact, but his earlier challenge set up the bounce, and Greasy again with the goal.
So CompLexity pretty much locked down to 0 chances in game 4. Have found 4 goals out of seemingly nowhere, and in no small thanks to Flakes, because he has just made NRG dance as Justin pokes one off the bar. Fireburner can't turn it in. So a disaster of a game for NRG, and it's really just damage control. Stop the bleeding.
They really have. CompLexity, they knew they have no more lives left in the tournament. It was now or never, and under pressure, they make it work. Flakes, especially with a double tap. Flakes is a nutty.
You can't stop the man. Magnus really doesn't do much, just forces Justin to challenge, and bang, bang, back of the net, make it 5-0. A brilliant showing from Flakes in game 5 will definitely lead CompLexity to a win here and force game 6.
The question is, can they keep this going? What got into CompLexity this game? They turned into absolute monsters. Flakes coming out, getting 2 goals, 2 assists so far. Just dunking on NRG, looking like a beast.
And all the... Oh, that actually goes into the back of the net. Garrett G just
Speaking of dunks,
CompLexity. Yes. Speaking of them.
Speaking of dunks, Garrett G getting one back here. Flakes trying to take too much time. You could tell Flakes wanted to get that first touch control, but Garrett G was right on his trail, didn't give him any time, and just dunks that right into the net. It's a long crawl back, not much time left.
That really is a lot of the challenge game that NRG has been so good at the past couple of games that has just absolutely died out. It's taken some brilliant ingenuity on CompLexity's side to just make NRG stop and go, what? But they're starting to get something back together. Fireburner gets one from Garrett G, and the lead's 3.
Garrett G with that little pass out, wonderfully done. Fireburner ready in the middle. So NRG showing life near the end here. But it seems like it's just too little too late. CompLexity off to a red hot start. It was a mountain that NRG just could not overcome. And CompLexity, usually such a defensive team, they would let teams get in their half and wait for these counterattacks. But in this game, it was an all-out assault. And that spelled a victory, or that spelled a formula for victory. So they need to continue to do that in the next game. Take the attack to NRG. Don't let NRG set up in their half.
And of course, get Flakes the ball.
Yes, in addition to Flakes.
That man turned everything to gold here in game 5. And NRG gonna have to figure out what they want to do about that going forward. So the final 40, this touch from Garrett. As we will coast towards a game 6, and it'll be Greasy. Long clear, Justin. Out towards the side, Flakes taken off the nose, and Garrett actually might be able to turn one in here, get a little too much of the ball. And NRG at least getting the engine turned over at the end of game 5 and saying, okay, that's fine. These things happen sometimes, and Garrett G not able to find the flick over Magnus. The final 10 going to tick down, and a well-deserved win for CompLexity.
And CompLexity, their offense finally showing up, and when I say offense, I mean flakes. Flakes, so incredible. Multiple highlight level shots in this game alone. The flicks, the double taps, he's got it all. Flakes helping CompLexity get the win.
And the physicality still continuing in this game as well. Plenty of bumps and demos to go around. And Greasy, you wanted a more offensive stance. Well, very involved here with 2 goals and a couple of shots.
Yeah, he was hanging around the middle, waiting for those chances to be generated, and he did get some chances, and he did not let them by this time. Greasy, he was struggling with accuracy earlier in the series, but this time, just some easy goals for him to clean up, and he does exactly that.
You also saw Justin sort of fall back into that trap after he just got, let's be honest, he got destroyed by Flakes right there. Pulled the string on him, goes right through him, and you saw Justin go back into that, just air dribble the ball out of his own half and ended up giving away a lot of possession late into that game. Yeah, it's a trap that he can easily fall into.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you fall into that trap, it's a tough place to be, tough to get out. CompLexity had such a humongous lead, even with NRG getting those few goals near the end. It was just way too much for them to crawl back from. But can Flakes and CompLexity repeat that performance from Game 5? They were absolutely insane. Flakes getting those chances. He needs more of them. CompLexity, this could still be it. NRG with a game win here could move on to the grand finals.
Winner of this goes on to play a red-hot PSG. Rudy Chaussette and Farah have just crushed this day 3 single elimination bracket. I'm definitely curious to wind up seeing who they play. Magnus got a little much of that ball, bouncing shot, and actually it will go in. Garrett G rotating up the back of the net, falls off and can't make the save.
You saw Garrett G wanting to maybe go up and roll off the ceiling. He jumps down, and it was just an awkward ball for him. He should have just stayed on the ground, but maybe he was expecting a stronger shot.
He had 96 boost.
So just a tough situation. He made the wrong call there.
So another early goal for CompLexity. We'll see if they can turn that into another game win.
The slow speed on that shot threw him off. Had that been a more powerful shot, Garrett would have been able to come out and make that read. So the changeup, getting it by Garrett G in the net. That is just what the doctor ordered for CompLexity. They start off Game 6 hot.
Justin out to the side, and Greasy, well aware of where that ball's headed. Great challenge from him. Flakes trying to catch up to the bounce clear from Fireburner. He will tip it back towards his half. Actually a very smart play. He wasn't going to have any support if he went forward. Justin just trying to delay the CompLexity push out of their own half. Up to Garrett G on the side wall. He lets it roll again. We've seen him do that a few times, and actually it's Fireburner a chance. Justin goes aggressive, gets put past him though, and Flakes is on a one-on-one back the other way, and it's not fast enough. Diving stop from Fireburner.
Fireburner had to race back. He had no boost, had to pick up small pads on his way. Goes from almost scoring to getting that clutch save.
They've got Justin on transition, gets in front of the ball though, and just kicks it out sideways for Greasy. And NRG squander a counterattack chance as blocked out towards the NRG side wall. Justin, not a lot of boost to work with here, just trying to stick with it. Fireburner to delay the CompLexity push. They missed that boost steal in the corner. Will allow Fireburner to have some resources to work with here. And Justin just needs a little bit of space to figure out what's going on. Flakes, backboard, Justin trying to find a hole, but Magnus will leave it for Greasy, and CompLexity again keeping up that pressure from Game 5. It's exactly what they need. It's a good look for them.
It's working out, and what NRG needs is some of that Justin magic. Justin, relatively quiet so far. He did have a few good plays, but they need one right here, right now. And Greasy.
Oh, so close to finding the dunk. Garrett G on the dribble. Flakes, nice job getting out in front, but it doesn't matter. It's kicked in front. Justin can't find the second touch, but it doesn't matter. CompLexity can't get behind the ball, and they will tie.
Justin bringing in some of that magic. 32 boost. Right there, the ball was kissing the crossbar. He had no space really to work with. Justin gets the shot. It almost didn't go in. We saw CompLexity in a position to perhaps make that save, but to NRG's relief, it rolls back in, and they're tied up.
Garrett G just trying to put that ball anywhere that isn't at Flakes. But he will come through and find a steal on the midfield. Rolls one around. NRG more than happy to let that roll by the frame. Very unlikely anything dangerous occurs when that happens. Bounce towards the middle, missed read by Fireburner. Flakes this is where he's been so good. Flake high, Magnus misses the touch, and heartbreak for CompLexity.
Fireburner with a fantastic save there. NRG still reeling from that pressure generated from Flakes.
Breezy's not done. Another chance out of the midfield towards the ceiling. Justin sizing it up. Weak touch and a lot of space being given by CompLexity, but NRG just trading paint with each other, getting each other's way, and allow CompLexity to keep the push going. Magnus looking for a demo. Sails right over Fireburner, and they'll just poke it out. Pass down, and Flakes take that one away on the midfield line. He will lose the second effort, though. And it's NRG now on the pressuring side of things as Justin looking for a pass to the middle, misses the ball, and that'll slow things down all the way. Everyone gonna take a second chance here to reset themselves. Magnus on an air dribble. Garrett G gets the nose on it, kicks it off his back.
Yeah, an important touch there to shut that play down. Now a double tap from Flakes.
Close call, just able to get it around Flakes, who's just been almost unstoppable in front of the NRG net. But CompLexity still not done. Feels like a barrage all game. 6 shots for CompLexity, 2 for NRG. And that has been the story of games 5 and 6.
Fireburner has been so clutch on defense for NRG this game, getting back to deny goals, even shutting down that double tap from Flakes. Fireburner so good. Now, Greasy Meister again being denied by Fireburner.
And they finally have a chance to clear, but Fire didn't have any boost, so he couldn't jump up. Was just hoping that his presence would push CompLexity off the ball, but they call him on it. And now Garrett G in an awkward position sets one up for Greasy, and what a save from Garrett G. Long clear from NRG back to the other side. Here comes Fireburner to try and find a pass. Justin will wisely wait for the clear, and overtime looming. There's the demo. It's off target as it is slapped onto the ground, and NRG 1 goal away from going to the grand final.
They can end it here.
Kickoff will favor CompLexity. Unfortunately, Magnus having a tough time getting a handle on the ball in his own corner. Leaves Justin with a dribble, and a great pinch for CompLexity. Sends it all the way back to the NRG half. Garrett G, sidewall to himself, double tap, just in case someone coming at it from CompLexity's end. Long clear, did they catch Garrett G? He did not, he made it just in time. And Greasy will figure out where Magnus is gonna poke the ball.
NRG has been like a cat with 9 lives. So many close calls. They're holding on, but for how long? CompLexity so scary on the attack. So many chances.
Keep circling around and stealing those corner boosts, and a bomb of a clear from NRG. Justin trying to apply the pressure in the corner. Magnus needs to win this challenge. Garrett G actually fakes it out, gets a second chance at it. Good idea, but CompLexity will have time to recover. Fireburner into the corner, out to the middle. He's got Justin, far post, and too much. Greasy will just take it around to safety. Flakes, tough time getting a clean touch. Fireburner, it's going to be a bit of an awkward read. Indeed, Greasy had a much better chance at that one. He will allow Garrett to find a clear. Pass to Justin, pushed onto the CompLexity half. Out into the middle, Flakes towards the net, should be easy for Garrett. Greasy just wants the safety of the corners. We can deal with this next push from NRG. High in front of the net, NRG stealing away the corner boosts, making it tough on CompLexity to really have enough in the tank to deal with anything NRG throws at them. But nice demo will make this transition a bit weaker, and CompLexity might deal with it, but they missed the touch. Justin will send them into the grand final.
Greasy had to make this read. It was all up to him, and when he missed it, that was it. Justin was there, and he ends the dream for CompLexity. NRG are going to the grand finals.
They will face PSG in what is sure to be a fantastic bout. And boy, did CompLexity ever make him work for it. My
They certainly
goodness.
did. Even in this game, NRG, they escaped with their lives so many times. They had last-second saves time after time. Fireburner with clutch denies. NRG's defense was what won them this game.
And you noticed both teams that NRG beat, Vitality and now CompLexity, they went to shake hands. Both teams were all smiles. They know how great it is for NRG to make it to this grand final. So despite being disappointed in defeat, they can be happy for their friend who will have a chance to go out on a very high note.
Really, it's something special. We really are witnessing magic down there on the stage. Fireburner in his last tournament under the NRG banner, his last tournament as a professional player. And they have gotten all the way to the grand final. Now one team stands in their way, PSG. A North American versus European battle is brewing, but there can only be one winner achieves.
And both teams definitely have their work cut out for them. Chaussette has been an absolute beast. Fruity has also been getting a lot of possession, and of course Farah has been a dominating striking presence, and both of these teams know that grand final is, what do we like to say? It'll be a bit of a doozy.
It'll be a doozy indeed, but CompLexity, they're exiting the stage.
What a
they have
wonderful
a
showing.
lot to be proud of. A team led by Flakes there on the offense. Flakes made so many amazing plays.
Absolutely.
Really made me excited to see what he's going to bring to the table in
Come
future
RLCS.
events and even in the RLCS. So good. But their journey ends here. NRG will be moving on.
But we've said our piece, and we're going to go ahead and let you go back to the analyst desk and talk about that one a bit more.
Thank you very much there, guys. At the end of the day, North America ends up pulling through. The dream story of NRG making it to the grand finals holds true.
We've had a lot of tournaments where it feels like we write the script, that this one might be our best script yet.
Yeah.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Energy back to a grand finals. They didn't even practice for the last week and a half. They're trying out new thirds, but I figured it out. I have figured it out. So
Oh.
day one and day two, like Energy, they had no practice coming into the event.
Right, okay.
They played the maximum amount of series on day one. They lost one, so they had to play 3. Day two, exactly the same thing. That's when they got their practice in.
So you think it's
You
just,
lose to practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's all about tournament practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Who
So
cares
they just
about
wanted the
scrimming, any of that?
maximum
Yeah,
amount
exactly.
of games. Because we've never had a DreamHack winner that was not undefeated. We will now. Both Energy and PSG have lost already.
And probably a majority of those beforehand had the practice in to get that perfect performance. So I see your theory's adding up here, Gibbs. I don't think you're guessing on this one.
Next level mind games. Fireburner just wanted to play the maximum amount of
Yeah.
series left because, you know, it's like, hey, this is it for me. I want to be on the field.
And speaking of fire, like, he's still so good. The man is retiring, and he's still hitting all of
insane.
these
Look,
shots.
look,
I don't
Game
get
3,
it.
0 seconds. What is that?
I know, that's what I'm saying.
It almost feels like there's like an air of like salt, just a thin layer from the commentators because you can hear it. It's like you're winning, you might walk away with a championship at an international tournament. You're scoring the goals. What are you thinking here?
I don't get it.
It's
Come
nuts,
on.
man. It's nuts. Like, I feel like Justin, though, that series.
For sure.
For the first 4 games, at least, he was incredible. Just so many fakes from him. He just knew every time CompLexity was just slightly out of position and just abused them.
And we talk about him being in the air all the time, but now he's on the ground.
Look at
and
this.
look at this.
Oh.
He's doing it
Poor
all
Magnus,
the time.
man.
The fakes. We even saw a fake earlier in day 2 that was unreal. Coming back again, doing a fake.
And here it is. The series is tied 1-1. They're down a goal. Garrett, he misses. We'll call it
Was
a fake.
it a miss? I don't think that was a miss.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was a miss. And if it was, he definitely called it. There's no way.
Fireburner's 0-second goal. They go on to win that game, and that could be the difference. We talk about the momentum in Rocket League. That could have been it.
Yeah, because that series wasn't like it was a landslide in favor of NRG. That's a really good point there. Fireburner still showing that he has the tools to be able to clutch it out, keeping that mental composure, which has been an important element for every team, especially that of NRG.
Yeah, and shout out to CompLexity. What a run they had. A top 4 finish for them. Perfect for them going into Season 8 with this roster. They're looking extremely strong to have a chance at that World Championship.
Yeah, exactly. This is just a spark to kickstart everything that's going to build like a huge bonfire for them. Basically, they're just going to continue on with this. They can keep practicing, keep coming to these events. This is just their first time really getting a lot of exposure right now as a team, and they're just going to keep grinding so much potential on that roster.
Yeah, and so let's go ahead and bring up the bracket and look at some of the success that they had here and the trek that they made, and more importantly, find out how our finalists made it to where they are here today.
We see all these series going down, and every team that came out of the upper of day 2, they all got upset, and we had a brand new top 4. And now, as you can see, this magical run by NRG, they swept the world champions 3-0. They take out CompLexity. They're in the grand final, and we will have 6 different winners across 6 different lands. It's true parity right now with Rocket League.
Yeah, we talk about NRG right now, but on the other side, PSG, their environment and the vibe that they're giving off is so different.
Yeah.
Closing out games, it's like they flip-flopped from what their issue was before. They completely fixed it. They fixed that hole, and now they're here closing out games, winning series, and doing it with style, especially with Chaussette.
The reverse sweep on Cloud9, the DreamHack Dallas winners who always finish top 4. Then Fruity's first top 4 appearance, they just dismantle the bricks, and they're in a grand final. It's going to be so much fun to watch.
Yeah, and talking about Fruity, the one thing that makes me very scared here, maybe for NRG, is looking towards our grand finals. Is Fruity, even after that last victory and finding the upset against Cloud9, like we talked about, he's still sitting up here getting interviewed and saying, we're learning that we have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
And a team that's winning and showing better performances than debatably they ever have, and they're still going, we are just essentially nothing. We have a lot that we're still trying to take in. That shows a huge amount of growth, and I feel like a mentality that is going to foster a lot here for PSG.
And this is completely different than the World Championship, where we had a G2 and Vitality, the 2 boldest roster moves. They collided for the grand finals, and now instead we get NRG and PSG, 2 teams that have been together for so long. So you can see that both versions work here.
Yeah, and speaking about learning, it's like every series they go down, they learn what they're doing wrong, and they instantly fix it, and they go with what's been working, you know. I think at day 2, Fruity said, you know, Chaussette, you need to dribble more, and we need to incorporate you with this control, and he does it so much. His control has been insane, unparalleled, and anything we've ever seen, always controlling the ball and flicking it in the net.
And if anybody at home is wondering, you know, why didn't I get a member of NRG here up at the desk after that last victory? The answer is because they're down at the stage prepping and getting themselves ready here for our grand finals. And that's what we're going to do now here. We're going to our commercial break. And as I said here, when we come back, it is going to be the grand finals between PSG and NRG.